What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, you guys know I've been talking about Ukraine for a while, and y'all probably know my feelings on this Ukraine-Russia war. Russia, illegally invaded Ukraine, which I do that in quotations because every single invasion is illegal. Well, I mean, like, literally, you guys, let me know down in the comments, when is an invasion legal? Like, I don't think there is ever any instance where a full-on invasion of a country is actually legal, right? It just doesn't really make any sense. And I'm not talking about if somebody starts lobbing missiles into your country and you have to invade them to stop. That's not an invasion. That's just self-defense at that point, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about situations where, like, Russia just goes in and they're not being attacked. Essentially. Yeah, I understand if you're getting attacked, you go invade to stop these people. If you can't, blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm trying to say. But it's just funny. They always say Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine. It's like, why'd you say it like that? Like, of course it's illegal. But y'all know my feelings on this. I don't think the United States needs to be involved. Why are we involved at all? We're not defending democracy. Ukraine is not a democracy, as a matter of fact. When they consolidate all the media into state-run media, that sounds like Russia to me. Is Russia considered a democracy? Let me know down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Is China a democracy? No, you don't have freedom of religion over there. If you are Russian Orthodox Christian, you can't practice your religion in Ukraine. That is right. Now, I know you might say Russian Orthodox. Well, that's Russia. They invaded. Who cares? It's still a religion. It's still a Christian sect. It's still Christian church. They can't practice that. For some reason. I don't know why. I don't get that one. That doesn't sound like a free country to me. Doesn't sound like a bastion of democracy that we should be defending. Right? Especially with all the corruption going on over there with the Biden crime family and all that other stuff. It's insane. But I don't think we should be involved. I'll put it that way. But check this headline out, y'all. White House presses Ukraine to lower draft age to meet manpower needs against Russia. Where do we get off? The White House telling Ukraine, hey, you need to lower your draft age. Like, what? Now, I'll be honest with you, straight up. I agree with the White House. But my whole point in this is, why are we pressing them to do this? It's none of our freaking business. I do agree with them. Their conscription age, which they draft people, they have nothing but conscripts in their military. For the most part, I mean, I'm sure when they got invaded, some people probably volunteered, but for the most part, they have a conscription set up, right? They only the minimum age is 27. That's insane to me, considering here in the United States, you can volunteer and sign up at 18. All right, I think at 17, you can't really go into your 18, but you can sign up at 17. So that's crazy to me. So that's why I say I agree with the White House. Yes, they probably should. That's probably a large swath of your population that could be fighting in the military. But that's their decision. Not ours. Not ours. Not in the least. But let's get into this. President Joe Biden's administration is urging Ukraine to quickly increase the size of its military by drafting more troops and revamping its mobilization laws to allow for the conscription of those as young as 18. A senior Biden administration official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss the private consultations said Wednesday that the outgoing Democratic administration wants Ukraine to lower the mobilization age to 18 from the current age of 25 to help expand the pool of fighting age men available to help a badly outnumbered Ukraine in its nearly 3 years old war with Russia. That's insane to me. Like, once again, where do we get off telling these people this, for one? And hang on, why are they only conscripting 25 and older, right? It was 27 when the war started. They lowered it to 25. That's crazy to me. You would figure, for the most part, for soldiers at least, you would want 18 to 25-year-olds. That's when you're most fit, right? You're in the peak of your adulthood. Why are they eliminating this section? I don't get it. But hey, there's a lot of things I don't get. I don't get how the Chinese Communist Party thinks they can rule their country with an iron fist. They do it. I don't understand why people would want to live that way. But, you know, when you back out from that situation and you look at everything in aggregate, there's not really much of a difference to here in the United States. Sure, we can talk bad about our government, but what good is that really? That's something they can't do. There's a lot of things they can't do, but there's a lot of things we can't do as well. We all have laws. We're not totally free. We're not free to do whatever the hell we want to do. We have guidelines, for crying out loud. We have bumper guards for society, rules that we have to live by. We can't just go out anywhere we want to and drop drawer and take a dump just anywhere, right? I don't know, there's laws against that. I don't know how extensive they are, but we can't do that. This is what I'm getting at right here, right? You just got different moral standards, different societal guidelines everywhere you go. You're not truly free. Unless you want to live by yourself off in the woods. Then you're free to do that in this country. So I guess I'll take that back. Maybe you are free, but if you want to live in society, you got to follow the rules. But let's keep going. I've gotten off into some wild conversation topics there. The official said the pure math of Ukraine's situation now is that it needs more troops in the fight. Currently, Ukraine is not mobilizing or training enough soldiers to replace its battlefield losses while keeping pace with Russia's growing military, the official said. The White House has pushed more than $56 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since the start of Russia's February 2022 invasion and expects to send billions more to Kyiv before Biden leaves office in less than months. Yep, that's a typo there. That's several typos in a row because, yeah, you love how they do that. They're trying to lie to everybody here by saying they've sent more than $56 billion. Okay. Try $200 billion. Yeah, that's about what we've sent. In military assistance, munitions, and everything totaled up, that's what just the United States has sent. Yeah, altogether it's like $300 billion or something like that. It's an insane amount. We've pretty much completely funded this entire war. It's insane. But, they plans to send more to Kyiv before he leaves office. Billions more. Right? This is something else I talk about all the time with Joe Biden. Walking through the White House, he's got this jacket, right? This nice jacket, but it's full of grenades. And what is Joe Biden doing? He's walking on his way out the freaking door, pulling a grenade, pulling the pin, and tossing it behind him and letting it explode, burning this country to the ground on his way out. Right? All the money that he's been just sitting on that's been appropriated to go to Ukraine. He's trying to hurry up and rush and get all this money out the door, even though we've got a $1.8 trillion deficit spending problem in this country where the government can't seem to spend the amount of money it takes in revenue. It has to spend more because we've got all these social programs. We've got Medicare, Medicaid, then not to mention our interest payments on our $36 trillion debt. It's getting insane. These people don't know how to balance their checkbook, for crying out loud. I understand it's the biggest government in the world. I think. I don't know how big is China's government. Let me know down in the comments if you know that. But, we've got the biggest military, blah, 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 blah. You get it. I understand it's not easy to balance that budget. But we do have 435 people that are solely responsible for approving these budgets that could say, no, we're not going to approve this. You're $1.8 trillion in the red. Not billion, not million, trillion. That's absurd. It's outright absurd. considering their revenue, get this, is like $4.75 trillion. That's how much they take in taxes. That's insane. And they want to spend $1.8 trillion more than that? They've got more problems. And then now they're trying to tell Ukraine what to do. It's insane. But with time running out, the Biden White House is also sharpening its viewpoint that Ukraine has the weaponry it needs and must now dramatically increase its troop levels if it's going to stay in the fight with Russia. Now, once again, Donald Trump has made some campaign promises here, right? We've all heard the campaign promises. He's going to end this war in 24 hours. As a matter of fact, he has stated he's going to end this war before he even takes office. We're waiting to see that, Trump. We are waiting to see that. Now, why would they need to increase their troops if this war is about to come to an end? I know they need to replenish their ranks. They should be able to do that, right? During peacetime. You don't need to conscript more people to do this at that point. You don't need to lower the age, I'll put it that way. This war is about to come to an end. And what is Joe Biden doing? He knows what Donald Trump has promised to end the war. What does Joe Biden do? Escalates tensions with Russia. He allows Ukraine to start firing ATACMS missiles, which is long-range cruise missiles, to strike deep in Russian territory. He has allowed Kyiv to take our tanks, our fighter jets, and invade Russia. Now, I understand. It's poetic justice. I get that. I laughed when I read that headline that Ukraine has invaded Russia into the Kursk region. I laughed. I'm like, yeah, that's what you get, Russia. But hang on. They're using our weaponry. They're being funded by the United States to do this. I don't agree with that. I don't like war. That does not represent my outlook on the world. I don't think we should be funding this. But Joe Biden doesn't seem to care about this. He says, let's escalate tensions. Let's make it harder for Donald Trump to stop people from dying. That's right. That's what Joe Biden is telling everybody. Let's make it harder for Donald Trump to stop a war where people are getting killed daily by the thousands, by the way. That's absurd when you look at it that way. I bet the corporate press has never spun it that way for you, have they? No, they probably haven't. They probably try to feed you a narrative and make you want to support Ukraine. Yeah, let's send more billions of dollars to Ukraine. Yes, we need to ramp up our military-industrial complex so we can supply them with bullets. Why? What does bullets do? Kills people. That's right. Bullets kill people. And I don't think that's a good thing, that we are supplying the basic necessities for Ukraine to kill people. I don't like that. Now, I understand they're trying to defend themselves. And there's a lot to go into that as well, but that's a little bit too esoteric for this video. I got another paragraph here. Let's keep going. The official said the Ukrainians believe they need about 160,000 additional troops, but the U.S. administration believes they probably will need more than that. More than 1 million Ukrainians are now in uniform, including the National Guard and other units. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been hearing concerns from allies in other Western capitals as well that Ukraine has a troop level problem and not an arms problem. Yeah, because we're constantly sending them all kinds of garbage, funding this war outright with our tax dollars. According to European officials who requested anonymity to discuss the sensitive diplomatic conversations. Yeah, because they don't want to be the ones that say, yeah, they need more people. They've got all the guns and bullets and artillery that they need. They just need people because Russia has killed so many people. It's just insane what they're trying to tell you here. They're trying to get you behind sending more Ukrainians to die in a war that should have never been started in the first place. And that none of our leaders, the leader of the free world and all the other free countries in Europe have have refused to try to stop. They've refused to go to the negotiating table, saying, we're going to fight Russia to the bloody end. Well, hang on there just a second. It's Ukraine that's fighting. It's not the United Kingdom. It's not the United States. It's not France, Germany, Poland, Italy, Spain. None of these countries. None of them are fighting Russia. It's Ukraine. Oh, but we're going to fight them to the bloody end? Yeah, bring that somewhere else if you don't mind, because you people are just warmongering. You could care less about peace. That's what I'm getting from all of this. You don't care about peace. You're willing to send young men and women, as a matter of fact, to die in the meat grinder over there in Ukraine for your posterity. That's absurd to me. All these people should be ashamed of themselves for not trying to bring this war to an end. That's just bottom line right there. They're not trying to stop it because, we don't want to give up no territory. Well, how do you know that unless you go to the negotiating table? You don't know. You might not have to give up any territory. He might just give that territory back if the deal is right. What started this in the first place? There's several factors. Way too much to get into here. I'm ranting again. Let's keep going. The European allies have stressed that the lack of depth means that it may soon become untenable for Ukraine to continue to operate in Russia's Kursk border region. The situation in Kursk has become further complicated by the arrival of thousands of North Korean troops who have come to help Moscow try to claw back the land seized in a Ukrainian incursion last year. The stepped-up push on Ukraine to strengthen its fighting ranks comes as Ukraine braces for President-elect Donald Trump to take office on January 20th. The Republican said he would bring about a swift end to the war and has raised uncertainty about whether his administration would continue the vital U.S. military support for Ukraine. There are no easy answers to Ukraine's serious manpower shortage, but lowering the draft age would help, said Bradley Bowman, senior director of the Center on Military and Political Power at the Foundation for Defense and of Democracies. Sorry, Defense of Democracies, not of and. Sorry. These are obviously difficult decisions for a government and society that has already endured so much due to Russia's invasion. Ukraine has taken steps to broaden the pool of draft-eligible men, but the efforts have only scratched the surface against a much larger Russian military. In April, Ukraine's parliament passed a series of laws, including one lowering its draft-eligible age for men from 27 to 25, aimed at broadening the universe of men who could be called on to join in the grinding war. Yes, this is just all absurd if you ask me. These people, Volodymyr Zelensky is insane, right? I understand. I see both sides of this, okay? So we can't allow Russia to just take land. He's going to be emboldened to take more land. And then these warmongers over here will try to convince you that, if we allow him to take this tiny little land bridge, that means he's going to be emboldened to roll into Poland and Germany and all these other places to invade NATO. I call BS on that. That's shenanigans, if you ask me. How can you think that, right? Okay, so two things can't be true at the same time, right, on this, because he's invaded Ukraine. How come he hasn't completely taken over Ukraine? That's the argument, right? If we allow him this land, he's going to be emboldened to take over more. Okay, so how come he hasn't secured that land totally? He allowed Ukraine to invade into Russia and hasn't fought that back yet. That happened months ago. What does that tell you? Do you think he has the capability to roll into Poland, roll into Germany, roll into NATO, if he can't even conquer Ukraine in 3 years? Yeah, answer that question for me down in the comments section if you don't mind. I would greatly appreciate that for some of you people, because I don't get that one whatsoever. You can't have a Russia that's going to take over Europe. He's going to invade NATO, of all places, for crying out loud. But yet he can't he can't take over Ukraine, who's struggling to get personnel in their military? Yeah, that's because he's not trying. He doesn't want to take over Ukraine. Not at all. That's not what he wants. He wants that land bridge, and that's it. I say, personally, give it to him. Screw it. Because that's a complicated situation. I know what you might think. Oh, a Putin propagandist over here. No. Never been to Russia. I think Putin's an evil scumbag, as a matter of fact. However, compromise. Yeah, there's never anybody satisfied with compromises. But, you got to think about the people that are actually fighting in this war. People are dying. We want that to stop, right? We want that to come to a complete stop, a halt. Maybe you could negotiate that land out. Maybe if you allow Russia access to Crimea, maybe they'll give the land back. I'm just saying, there's so many options here. He doesn't have to be able to cede that territory completely. I'm saying Ukraine doesn't have to cede that territory to get a conclusion to this war and everybody be unhappy with the results of the compromise, right? But we be able to live with that compromise. That's the part of compromise. You might not be happy with it, but if it's something you can live with and it stops soldiers from dying needlessly on the battlefield, I say yay to that, if you ask me. But I think I've rambled on for long enough on this one, y'all. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. Hey, y'all, don't forget, please do me a favor and smash that like button for me. I know sometimes you forget, but I really need your help on that one. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. I would greatly appreciate that. Need your help on that one, too. And let me know what you think about all this. I love hearing from you guys, and I'm always down in the comments section. Y'all let me know what you think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and stay logical. Peace.